Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Caribbean Culture and Insights channel, where we talk about different things that are of interest to the Caribbean culture and its community. In today's video, I am going to show you some automotive issues and how you can resolve them. Basically, a flat tire. Especially if you need to prevent. Hey guys, Mike Turbo. I don't know much about sunlight. Marketing, you're from the Caribbean as well? So, if you're new to a Caribbean community and have not made, any sort of a connection with friends, that type of thing, and where to get what done, and you are encountering or have encountered a situation where you have a flat tire, have nowhere to turn. I'm going to show you how you can address it yourself. And this is for both men, and some ladies are handy and can handle a jack, a lug tool, and tires. And so I'm going to walk you through step by step. So let me start by going down to my truck. I went to help a friend the other day and pick up a nail, or I'm not even sure if it's a nail, it's something in the tire that caused me a flat tire. And let me get my fix-a-flat, which was a part of the solution. All right. So here we go. So, so this is my SUV there. Of course, I have another car that I was going to use to get out to help my friend, but I had to carry a ladder. I was installing a ceiling fan. And of course, I can't fit a ladder inside this car or on top of the car. So, what I end up doing, I said, okay, let me use the truck instead. And went out there, got a flat tire. And so this is what the flat looks like. Now it was worse than that. I just kind of use a fix-a-flat like this to carry me home. So to be practical about the issue, why I end up with a fix-a-flat. So I seen the flat there. Of course, I have a spare that I can change. The spare tire, I have a part, part of the rubber section on the spare, like here, is ripped off. So my thought was, I'm in the boondocks, maybe I could get it to Walmart or something like that to get it repaired, and that way I have to get off the wheel. So I'm coming here, and I took off the caps already, save time, and put it in here. So there's my tools right there from the truck. So I take out the jack and the tool here. I already know that the tool wasn't working, but it's been a while since I use it, and I don't know, psychologically I kind of hope that maybe somehow it would work that day. All right, so I have to where's my unwrap? Oh, okay, so I have to unwrap this here, and there's a jack. Before I jack up the tire, I said, okay, here's the tool. You flip it out like this, and this part here fits over the nut. Now I know it's kind of worn inside, and when I try to fit it on here, it fits and everything, but it's when you try to open all right, let me turn it this way for the sake of this video. So you turn it left, all right, to loosen the nut, and when I try to loosen it, this is what happens. See, it's spinning around on the nut because the nut is a little worn, but it will work with proper tool. Problem here is that inside the tool here is worn, so I couldn't use this to get it off, get off the tire. On this truck I have liability, I don't have, because it's not an old truck, it's a 2005. So when I called my insurance company, which is Geico, they said, well, no, the roadside service is on the car, not on the truck. So then I'm stuck there. So that was my second attempt in terms of resolving the problem. Now I'm out in the boondocks where I'm not near to anything, right? All right, guys, so in order to get me home, I bought a fixer flat, and the way to use it, there's a little knob on the top here. Where's the little thing? A little thing that you have to break off. Okay, here it is. Got a little thing like this that sits on the top, and to use it, you kind of lift it up like that, break it off, and now you're left with this. You take this out, it comes wrap around like this in the can. That, all right? So you unloosen it, unwrap it, and you screw it onto your the inlet valve that lets in the air in the tire like that. So it screws on here. Once it's on, you make sure that it's on tight. All right, and then you press this down, and you'll see the white stuff start to get in the tire. What happens there is that it's doing two things. It's putting air in the tire, and this white stuff here kind of flows in the tire. And of course, since the tire is leaking air is coming out. So this white stuff here move towards where the air is coming out of the tire, which is somewhere up here. And this white stuff is supposed to plug the area where the nail went through the tire or pierced the tire, and to plug the hole or kind of plug it in a way where either it stops the leak or slows down the leak. Okay, so I did that, and it pumps the tire up a little bit, and that got me home. All right, so today is Thursday. This happened on Saturday. So when I got home, I just kind of let it sit there and said, oh, I don't know, I'm not in the mood to do any type of tire work or whatever. I use the other car to move around. And so today I thought that, all right, so let's go ahead and repair this tire so you see how it's done. If the wheel is off the ground, then you have less friction. The ground helps you to provide friction so that the wheel doesn't spin, right? So I'm gonna leave it on the ground and then loosen the nut. When you're loosening your nut, whatever the first one you loosen a bit, don't just go to the next one next to it like this. You go across from it, okay? So it can be this one or this one, but not the one next to it. All right, so you come down and you loosen. And since I just this one, I'm gonna come across here. Loosen. My next one is go across here. I could go this way, but I did this already, so I'm gonna go across here. Loosen. Then I'm gonna go across here to loosen. The reason I'm doing that, so it comes off evenly. They're loosened evenly, and you get the thing to come off. You don't want it to warp to where it's one-sided. You could damage the nut when that happened. So now I get it to a point where I can use my finger to spin it around. Once I know I can use my finger to spin them around to loosen them a little bit more. My air hose. All right. My air hose, put some air in the tire so I can pump it up because I need to find where the air is coming out. I can just look for the wet spot where the fixer flat is coming out, but doing it this way, it's easier. As soon as I hear the air start coming out, then I'll just spin the tire around to look for it. Tried to replay this. Part of my video got cut off because the battery needed charge up. So I actually repaired the tire already, and all of that is missed. But let me show you what happened. So this is a good tool to have. So as I said before, once you put air in the tire, and if you're not hearing the air coming out, then you could put more air, but you don't want to over-inflate the tire, so you can use this. And the way this works, once the air hit it and apply pressure to it, it measures what we call the PSI, which is the pound per square inch. Okay, when you hit it, it just push out this white part, and then it has the reading on here. You read the measurement. I don't know if you can see that on the video. Okay, so you put it on the valve here. All right, just click it on, apply pressure, and it kind of protrude it out. And oh, what is this thing? And so it's telling me that it's 40 psi. Oh, some little spider or something. And so once we did that, I have enough here, then you start see if wherever the air is coming out from the tire, find the spot, and then we use this tool to plug it. I'm going to show you the way the tool works. If the hole is not big enough, you could use this to push down in there and widen the hole a little bit, pull that out, then you use this material here. I'm going to put it in here and then take it back out because, like I said, I repaired the tire already. Here's my little plug right there. So to get this in here, put it in this little needle high here, and you kind of whittle it to get it through, and then you pull that through. I try to get it where it's even, because once you push it on the tire, it's going to bend like this, and you want the ends to be even. Once it's like that, you kind of push it down, use two arms to force it down, and as you force it down, it starts to go in the tire like that. And then when it's all the way down, then you just yank this up, and what it will just leave the material down there sticking up. You use a knife like this to cut off the part that's sticking up, and then you have that left. And so this is where we are. So now that it's prepared, pour a little water in it to see, or you can listen to see if you hear coming out, and if you don't see any water bubbling up, you don't hear any air coming out. So you pour the water like this, and as you can see, nothing is bubbling up. So it tells me that it is fully repaired. So now my tire is repaired. All right, so once my tire is repaired, then let's put it back on, right? Okay, so now we have our tire. Put it back up. All right, now a little trick here to get your tire back on. especially for the ladies. All right. These are the studs, and we have the holes here that needs to line up with the stud, and then you put your nut on. Usually, if you're strong enough, you would need to lift this up, right? But you don't want to strain your back and your arm and stuff like that. So you don't have to go through that. Easier way to do that, you just kind of rack the tire, and what you're trying to get this part under the drum here, right? And then you look for the stud and you kind of spin it around to line it up. You use the tool here. Thing is rolling away. You use a tool here like this, or any type of a long bar, right? And you put it under, and what you're using it to do is to raise up the tire. There we go. All right. Now you get your nuts and screw it on. You just want to catch one or two. Okay. So I'm using my hand. So right now when you put the tire on, it's kind of lean this way. So I rest my hand and catch the two top one. Then I use my hand and pull the tire this way to get the bottom go in, so you can catch the bottom nut. All right. All right, catch them all. All right, next. Couple of options. You can try to run them up as far as you can with your finger. All right. When it can't go anymore, you can try to, if the emergency brake is up, this will be held in place. Mine is not up, so that's why I catch the front tire. And then you could try to, so going to the right, that's a righty tighty, lefty loosey. So, and see the tire is spinning. So because the tire is spinning, what you want to do is to come down on the jack a little bit. Take my jack, turn the handle a little bit to the left very slowly so that the thing don't just drop. You want it to take its time and lower. Okay, so I take my time, take a turn a little bit, and see, lower a little bit, lower it down some more, and I leave it there. You tighten, and we're going to do the same thing across next. So you don't want it end up being what we call warped, and the tire will wobble like that if you don't tighten them, if you don't get it on straight. So finish this. I'm gonna go across there, spin it around. Right, next I'm gonna go across here. Guys, if you're doing this for the other half, the fiance, the wife, or girlfriend, or whatever, remember, don't tighten them too hard or too much, so that if she drives and she has a flat, she can't pull them. Okay, you have to take that into consideration, that men are innately stronger than women, so you want to just tighten it just a little. This truck is only driven by me. Now so I can tighten it as much as I want. All right. All right, guys, so my task is finished. I am done repairing the tires and brought the truck back in its parking spot. And hope you enjoy this little video walking you through, my approach to repairing a tire when pierced with a nail, that you don't have to take it to tire shop and pay an arm and a leg to get it done, if you deem yourself handy. Right now, didn't have a new tire, everything is back intact, and I am good to go. And don't forget to like, comments, and share. Don't try to enjoy the whole thing all by yourself, okay? So until then, ciao.